can never forget when Randy Orton unleashed a brutal kick on John Cena's dad, or back in the Attitude Era when Chyna attempted to strangle Marlena from the front row. The front row has seen some of the most unforgettable moments in WWE history. From furious guests to explosive confrontations, things really heat up when the action spills outside the ring. Let's take a look at some of the craziest front row altercations in WWE history. Chyna and Marlena. Let's look back at one of the most unforgettable front row altercations from the 1990s. This took place on February 13, 1997, during an episode of Monday Night Raw. The match was between Triple H, also known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and Goldust. The tension was high, and the crowd was buzzing with anticipation. They had no idea they were about to witness a historic moment in wrestling. The match started with both Triple H and Goldust showing off their incredible athletic skills. Goldust, accompanied by his valet Marlena, seemed to have the upper hand. The crowd was on their feet, cheering for their favorite superstar. The energy in the arena was electric as fans watched every move cling for air. Chyna's interference had turned the tide of the match. Triple H capitalized on the distraction and pinned Goldust for the victory. This moment remains one of the most talked about front row altercations in WWE history, but there are moments where these alterations involved a family member. Bob Orton and the Singh brothers. Our first story takes us to the intense rivalry between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. This feud reached a boiling point at the Money in the Bank event in 2017. Randy Orton, known for his ruthless aggression and cunning tactics, was in a heated battle with Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. But what made this match truly unforgettable was the involvement of Randy's father, Bob Orton. Bob Orton, a WWE Hall of Famer and a legend in his own right, was sitting in the front row, cheering on his son. The Singh brothers, Jinder Mahal's loyal henchmen, decided to target Bob Orton to distract Randy. Known for their devious and underhanded tactics, they saw an opportunity to gain an advantage for Mahal by attacking Randy's father. As the match progressed, the tension in the arena was palpable. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, anticipating every move. Suddenly, the Singh brothers jumped the barricade and attacked Bob Orton, causing a massive uproar among the fans. Seeing the WWE Hall of Famer assaulted was both shocking and infuriating for the audience. Despite Randy's heroic efforts, the distraction allowed Jinder Mahal to capitalize. With Randy momentarily distracted, Mahal seized the opportunity to hit his finishing move, the Kalas, and secure the victory. The crowd was in disbelief as they witnessed Mahal retain his championship in such a controversial manner. In the weeks that followed, Randy Orton continued to clash with Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, each encounter more intense than the last. The feud came to a climax with a series of brutal matches, including a Punjabi prison match at Battleground, where Randy sought to finally put an end to Mahal's reign. The altercation involving Bob Orton at Money in the Bank 2017 remains one of the most memorable front row incidents in WWE history. However, Randy Orton has also been involved in a front row altercation that involved a parent. Randy Orton attacks John Cena's dad. In the world of WWE, rivalries often go beyond the ring and affect the personal lives of the superstars. One of the most intense rivalries was between John Cena and Randy Orton. Their feud, spanning over a decade, is full of unforgettable moments, however more evident. Known for his ruthless and unpredictable nature, Orton was not one to shy away from bending the rules to gain an advantage. The WWE Universe watched eagerly, unaware of the shocking moment that was about to occur. During a particularly heated exchange, Orton's eyes darted towards the front row, where John Cena Sr. was seated. Cena's father was a regular presence at his son's matches, always there to support him. On this night, his presence would become the catalyst for one of the most talked about moments in WWE history. The A-list couple and Zack Ryder's dad. One of the most chaotic moments in professional wrestling happened during a 2016 episode of Monday Night Raw. This shocking event involved Maris Mizanin and Zack Ryder's dad. Zack Ryder was set to defend his newly won Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. Zack Ryder, known for his underdog persona and relentless determination, had just achieved a career-defining moment by winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 32. This victory was a dream come true for Ryder, who had spent years climbing the ranks in WWE. However, his celebration was short-lived as The Miz, along with his cunning wife and manager Maurice, quickly set his sights on the title. The match between Zack Ryder and The Miz was highly anticipated. Fans packed the arena, eager to see the clash between the charismatic underdog and the arrogant self-proclaimed A-lister. Among the sea of fans was Zack Ryder's dad, a proud and supportive figure cheering his son on from the front row. As the match began, it was clear both competitors were willing to give it their all. The Miz, known for his ruthless tactics, was determined to walk away with the championship. Zack Ryder, fueled by his fans' support and his dad's presence, fought hard to keep his title. As the match reached its climax, Zack Ryder managed to gain the upper hand. Sensing her husband was in danger of losing, Maris decided to take matters into her own hands. Known for her devious tactics, Maris had a reputation for interfering in the Miz's matches. This time was no different. Maris approached the front row where Zack Ryder's dad was sitting, his eyes glued to the action in the ring. In a move that shocked everyone, Maris reached over the barricade and slapped Zack's dad across the face. The crowd gasped in disbelief as Zack's dad stumbled back, stunned by the unexpected attack. The distraction worked perfectly. Seizing the opportunity, The Miz delivered his finishing move, the skull-crushing finale, and quickly went for the pin. The referee counted to 3, and just like that, The Miz was declared the new Intercontinental Champion. The crowd erupted in boos, furious at the underhanded tactics used by Maris and The Miz. Zack Ryder, devastated by the loss and concerned for his dad, could only watch as The Miz celebrated his victory. Next up, we move to the Attitude Era, an altercation that involved the Hart Dynasty and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold and the Hart family brawl. The moment Stone Cold Steve Austin attacks Bret the Hitman Hart during a match against The Rock was unforgettable. This incident took place during the peak of the Attitude Era, a time when WWE was known for its edgy, unpredictable, and often chaotic storylines. It was on a Monday Night Raw episode in 1997. The Rock, then known as Rocky Maivia, was in the midst of a heated rivalry with Bret Hart. The match was already intense, with both superstars showcasing their incredible athleticism and in-ring skills. The crowd was electric, fully engaged in the back-and-forth action between two of WWE's biggest stars. As the match progressed, the tension in the arena reached a boiling point. Bret Hart, known for his technical wrestling skills and submission expertise, had The Rock locked in his signature sharpshooter. The Rock, writhing in pain, struggled to reach the ropes to break the hold. Just when it seemed like The Rock might tap out, the unexpected happened. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who had been feuding with Bret Hart for months, stormed down the ramp and slid into the ring. The crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and boos, fully aware that chaos was about to ensue. Austin, with his trademark intensity and no-nonsense attitude, wasted no time in attacking Bret Hart. He delivered a series of vicious punches and kicks, forcing Hart to release The Rock from the sharpshooter. The front row fans were in a state of shock and awe. They had come to see a match between Bret Hart and The Rock, but now they were witnessing an all-out brawl involving one of the most iconic figures in wrestling history. Stone Cold's assault on Bret Hart was relentless. He grabbed Hart by the head and slammed him into the turnbuckle, causing the audience to gasp with every impact. Security personnel and WWE officials rushed to the ring, attempting to separate the two superstars. However, Stone Cold was a force of nature, and it took several officials to finally pull him away from Bret Hart. The Rock, still recovering from the sharpshooter, watched in disbelief as the chaos unfolded around him. The front row fans were on their feet, some cheering for Austin's rebellious antics, while others were concerned for Bret Hart's well-being. Next, the incident involving Jinder Mahal and NFL match. Becky Lynch in disguise. Becky Lynch's shocking attack on Charlotte Flair while disguised as a fan stunned everyone. This incident took place on September 12, 2018, during an episode of SmackDown Live, and it left the WWE Universe in absolute disbelief. The rivalry between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair had been simmering for months. Both women were at the top of their game, with Flair holding the SmackDown Women's Championship and Lynch determined to reclaim her spot as the top contender. The tension between them was palpable, and fans were eagerly anticipating their next confrontation. On that fateful night, Charlotte Flair was scheduled to face Sonya Deville in a non-title match. As Flair made her way to the ring, the camera panned to the enthusiastic crowd, capturing the excitement and energy of the WWE Universe. Lynch, known as the Man, had recently turned heel, embracing a more aggressive and ruthless persona. To pull off her surprise attack, she donned a hoodie, sunglasses, and a baseball cap, blending seamlessly into the front row. Suddenly, Lynch leaped over the barricade, shedding her disguise in one swift motion. The audience gasped in shock as they realized who it was. Lynch stormed the ring with a ferocity that left everyone stunned. She delivered a series of brutal punches and kicks to Flair, showcasing her newfound aggression. Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella. The WWE Universe has witnessed countless rivalries, but few have been as personal and intense as the feud between Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella. This rivalry reached its boiling point in 2014. The tension between Stephanie McMahon, the chief brand officer of WWE and daughter of Vince McMahon, and Brie Bella, one half of the Bella twins, began to simmer when Stephanie targeted Brie's husband, Daniel Bryan. Bryan had become a fan favorite, and his rise to the top of WWE was seen as a threat by the Authority, the faction led by Stephanie and her husband, Triple H. When When Bryan won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30, Stephanie and Triple H did everything in their power to make his life miserable. Brie Bella, who had been supporting her husband through his battles with the Authority, found a dramatic moment. Brie chose to quit WWE rather than be manipulated by the Authority. This decision only fueled the animosity between the two women. The feud took a shocking turn on an episode of Monday Night Raw in July 2014. Stephanie McMahon was heading to the ring, addressing the WWE Universe when Brie Bella appeared in the front row. The crowd erupted in cheers as Brie, who had been absent from WWE programming since quitting, made her presence known. Stephanie, visibly annoyed, demanded that Brie be removed from the arena. However, Brie had other plans. With a microphone in hand, Brie confronted Stephanie, accusing her of abusing her power and mistreating her husband. The tension between the two women was huge, and the WWE Universe watched in anticipation, knowing that something explosive was about to happen. In a moment that left everyone in shock, Stephanie slapped Brie across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the arena, and the crowd gasped in disbelief. This was no ordinary altercation. It was a deeply personal attack that crossed the line. Brie, stunned by the slap, quickly recovered and retaliated by calling Stephanie a coward and bitch. Next up, CM Punk punches a fan. Our next insane altercation takes us back to 2012 during a Monday Night Raw episode, featuring a highly controversial moment involving CM Punk and a fan. This incident not only shocked the WWE Universe, but also sparked a media frenzy, highlighting the unpredictable nature of live wrestling events. The scene was set in Sacramento, California, where CM Punk was embroiled in a heated rivalry with Chris Jericho, dropping sequences. As the match reached its climax, the action spilt out of the ring and into the audience area. CM Punk, known for his straight-edge lifestyle and rebellious persona, found himself among the front row fans. The atmosphere was electric, with fans eager to get up close and personal with their favorite WWE superstars. However, what happened next was completely unexpected. As CM Punk made his way through the crowd, he encountered a particularly vocal fan who was heckling him. In a moment of frustration and perhaps confusion, Punk turned around and struck the fan, delivering a backhanded slap that left the audience in shock. The front row fans, who had a clear view of the altercation, were stunned by Punk's actions. Security personnel quickly intervened, pulling Punk away from the fan and attempting to defuse the situation. The fan, visibly shaken, was escorted out of the arena, while Punk continued to make his way back to the ring. The incident was captured on live television, and it didn't take long for the footage to go viral. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions, and news outlets picked up the story, turning it into a major talking point. WWE, aware of the potential backlash, issued an official apology, stating that the incident was an unfortunate misunderstanding and that they were taking steps to ensure it wouldn't happen again. Despite the controversy, CM Punk remained unapologetic. He later explained that he had felt threatened and acted in self-defense. He also expressed frustration with the lack of security in the area, which he believed contributed to the incident. Punk's comments only added fuel to the fire, dividing fans and critics alike. The altercation had significant repercussions for both CM Punk and WWE. Punk's actions were heavily scrutinized, and he faced disciplinary measures from the company. Lastly, we have when the big dog was attacked by a fan. Roman Reigns and a fan. This front row altercation takes us to 2015 during a WWE live event in Victoria, British Columbia. This incident involved Roman Reigns, one of WWE's top superstars, and a fan who took things too far, resulting in a shocking and dangerous moment that left everyone in the arena stunned. Roman Reigns was in the midst of a heated rivalry with Bray Wyatt, and the two were scheduled to face off in a singles match. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, with fans eagerly anticipating the clash between Reigns' powerhouse style and Wyatt's eerie psychological tactics. As the match began, both superstars delivered a hard-hitting and intense performance, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. As the action spilt out of the ring, Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt continued their brawl near the barricades, bringing the fight closer to the front row fans. The crowd was fully engaged, cheering and reacting to every move. It was during this chaotic moment that the unexpected happened. A fan in the front row, holding a replica Money in the Bank briefcase, decided to take matters into his own hands. As Roman Reigns was momentarily distracted, the fan threw the briefcase at Reigns, striking him in the back of the head. The impact was immediate and severe, causing Reigns to stumble and clutch his head in pain. The front row fans, who had a clear view of the incident, were left in shock and disbelief. Security personnel quickly intervened, identifying and escorting the fan out of the arena. Roman Reigns, known for his stoic and composed demeanor, addressed the incident in a post-match interview. He expressed his gratitude to the fans for their support and assured them that he was okay. If you enjoyed watching this video and would love to keep exploring more exciting videos like this, then go ahead and click on any of the cards on your screen.